Campers, it's me, Ari Lehman, the first Jason Voorhees. From Friday the 13th, I'm here with AJ, and he's got the juiciest slice ready for you. It's dripping with blood. Jason never dies.
Salutations, all.
Hi, I know what you're thinking. This is weird, but I can handle it.
Coming at you with gems I got directly from the horse's mouth.
I know all about what you want to know all about.
Thanks for checking this out. If anything about it trips your fancy, please like, subscribe, and share.
Yes, yes.
The weekend of September 13th, I got to experience the unmitigated joy of attending the Minneapolis Crypticon. This year I started big, and met who to me is one of the heaviest of heavy hitters, the one and only Bill Moseley, the man who brought the one and only Chop Top to life.
Look what you did to my plate, you bitch! You got her? You get her good?
And later the equally memorable Otis Driftwood in Rob Zombie's Firefly trilogy.
You know, Hoss, if I'm not mistaken, I think I can still smell your wife's pussy stink on my gun.
Before meeting him, he was telling someone else how one of my all-time favorite lines, the one I find any excuse to use, literally came off the top of his head and just popped out of his mouth.
Hey, lick my plate, you dog dick!
That really blew my mind, because I always assumed it was a scripted line, because a lot of Chop Top was in Kit Carson's script. I approached, and it quickly became apparent Bill's a humble man, and doesn't necessarily enjoy direct adulation.
You sure can bitch a song about nothing.
I can be verbose in my admiration, and I maybe didn't make the best impression by gushing. I did express how I've always felt that Chop Top's introduction.
I wanna buy some radio ad time.
Made me view Stretch as incredibly brave and strong, because she humors him.
You'll have to just come back.
No, but whoa!
I told him I wouldn't have needed Leatherface to show up to be running and doing this. Yeah, did not seem to resonate at all.
Bravo, bozo, bravo.
One thing I could tell he appreciated, though, I took the opportunity to get one of his CDs for his band, Cornbugs.
Come along, you feckless children, don't be diffident or dull. Let me tell you all about the riders of the Whistling Skull.
After that, I got my Chop Top autograph while telling him I use that lick my plate clip a lot in my videos, but I think he was maybe too overwhelmed by my enthusiasm to really absorb what I was saying.
Our bodies come and go, but this blood is forever.
Then we got a quick pic. I wasn't going to meet Bill Moseley without getting a photo together. Since I got pics with everyone I met, I plan to do an entire montage video in the not too distant future. At that point, other fans were approaching, so we moved on. But I was resolved to right the ship, because I felt I missed the mark of the kind of interaction I would like to experience.
Life's a bitch, man.
You brought this down on yourself.
Luckily, I spoke to Ken Forey next, and that couldn't have gone better, restoring my confidence. But that's a story for another video. Anyway, at the end of the first day, we listened to Bill's album and found it completely fantastic. I particularly like Riders of the Whistling Skull and Dirty Sperm Rag. His music oscillates between humorous to serious messaging, and I'm all about it.
Peel that pig and slice him thick!
I regret not thinking to check for his music here on YouTube beforehand, since there's a good collection available. But the lead up to Crypticon involves rewatching a bunch of movies, and that occupies a lot of time. Anyhow, enjoying Bill's music made my day, because he also had some newer albums available. I wanted one or possibly both, giving me a better excuse to approach him again.
Stop? Bitch, I have just started.
The second day didn't present an opportunity, but on day 3, I was able to snag another CD, the last one available, so I really lucked out. Having recalibrated how I approached him, I started by expressing my appreciation for his music, and I definitely get the sense like this line is very close to his heart.
Music is my life!
From there, I kept it low-key, treating him like a person rather than the incredible celebrity I see him as, and it got a much better result. He explained how his daughter designed and created all the art in the album I was buying, which is a really cool factoid.
Incredible shrinking man.
At least I think so. Then we chatted a little, and I was able to express my love of Chop Top. He said the character almost seemed like a force separate from him, that possessed him during filming. I agreed that it was clear that he was always on.
Easy, booger. That's all but, bro.
I was able to tell him that the anticipation of the release of 3 from Hell got me through COVID, and he said,
You are as delusional as fucking ever.
Kidding, of course. It was clear it means something to him that fans have such love and admiration for his work. At that point, I had some business to attend to with Michael Berryman.
Hello, baby. You be good dog, you get some.
After which Michael, Bill, and Ken had to go be the guests of honor at a Devil's Rejects Q&A, which we attended and you can find on the channel. Since it is available, I won't go into that too much, but I do want to point out there was an example that showed even though Bill is a truly modest guy, he has a good sense of humor. I'll just include that bit here.
I hate that word. Iconic. There's nothing iconic. Iconic doesn't mean anything anymore. Everybody's talking iconic. We're not. We're not. We're not. This is just too. Let's become a. Speak for yourself.
I thought that was pretty funny. Bill ultimately didn't really answer, but I think that had to do with that for him it was probably like, well, I got more work, so that was nice. And he didn't really feel it built on how he personally views his success. It was just a good job that went somewhere. I can't reiterate enough how truly down-to-earth he was. A true gentleman.
You just lay back and opened wide and said, Give it to me, John.
The show was nearing its end, and I hoped to say goodbye to Dee Wallace, Joe Dante, and Belinda Belaski, but they had already cleared out. You can't dilly-dally on Sunday. But this brought us into proximity to Bill, Michael, and Ken again. They were packing up their areas and signing a final few autographs. I couldn't help myself, and bought a second autograph from Bill. I figure I may never get to see him in person again, and an 8x10 from the Devil's Rejects is something I love having.
You want to see badass, motherfucker? I'll show you badass.
This opened more conversation, and I was able to chat with him some. I told him how I appreciated how he gives Ed, the hitchhiker, Neil.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, that odd fella. A lot of credit. That I've heard him say Ed showed him the path. He agreed and said, he showed all of us the path. I asked if they've ever met, and he said they've been friends for years, and he could call him up right now, like, Ed, what are you up to? I personally think that's so cool. I couldn't help but ask if they've ever gotten in character, and riffed a little as the hitchhiker and Chop Top, something I would give all the money to see, those two improvising their characters. He said they never have, which I'm sort of glad for, because if it ever happened and I didn't get to bear witness, that would be a tragedy of the highest degree.
Oh, Lord.
Then I said how it was really amazing that he ad-libbed "Lick my plate, you dog dick," and how it's only one of many of Chop Top's lines I absolutely love.
A bonus body!
I said that I thought Chop Top, if you could handle his craziness, was someone you could have a conversation with, and Bill agreed, pointing out his military service, indicating he could get along, even with all the regulations and restrictions in the armed forces. He brought up this line as one he appreciated.
No lucky goose with a machete, no head wound. No head wound, no fancy rolling grill and go-go.
Because it showed how Chop Top was the financier of Drayton's catering empire, despite that in his heart of hearts, what he truly wanted was to pursue his own dream.
It's what the public wants.
I don't want to hear that again.
It's Nomland!
I pointed out how Chop Top had his finger on the pulse of the nation, obviously, because Vietnam interest was through the roof in the mid to late 1980s, evidenced by the massive success of films such as Platoon, Full Metal Jacket, Hamburger Hill, and Good Morning Vietnam. Thus, Chop Top was a wiser man than he often gets credit for.
Slap me five.
Although he did bring down the family's house of cards out of petty anger, drawing unneeded attention by targeting these two knuckleheads.
What are we both?
I raked the brick.
I mean, they did earn it through their jerkiness.
Hey, check it out, dude. Let's play a little chicken with the farmer here.
But was taking them out really worth Stretch's wrath? But I digress. Then I broached another line I find particularly entertaining.
Time for incoming mail!
Lo and behold, he came up with that one on the fly too. This was a pretext to talk about the actor playing the character getting attacked.
Hard ass. Me?
Lou Perryman.
Well, maybe a semi-hard ass, but I got a soft heart.
To all our misfortunes, a man off his meds murdered Lou on April 1st, 2009. Bill expressed that Lou was a great guy, and when he learned of the tragedy from Lou's sister, he was the one who broke the terrible news to director Tobe Hooper. He said that he learned that the killer has recently been released, but I couldn't corroborate that information. I sure hope not. It was a terribly brutal, and, all things considered, ghoulishly ironic murder. I mentioned if Bill comes back in a few years, he should bring his wife, the lovely Lucinda Jenny, because I'd love to get an 8x10 from her scene in 3 from Hell. I asked if she liked doing that or if it was like a favor. He said she definitely did not have fun because of the whole anticipation aspect. You know it's coming, but you can't react. And not only that, the material used to simulate brain matter was gross. So yeah, the whole thing was unpleasant.
Please, let me go. Let me go and I won't, I didn't see anything.
Then it became apparent he's one of those husbands who really values his wife and loves her a lot and has nothing but admiration for her, going into a long list of films she's appeared in. From Peggy Sue Got Married to Rain Man, Born on the 4th of July to G.I. Jane, Thinner to the Mothman Prophecies, the lady has a respectable filmography. I wish I thought to mention that I particularly enjoy her in Thinner.
Well, maybe I ought to help you try to think about something else.
Yeah, Bill's truly a salt of the earth sort of man, and it's cool to see he's a proud husband.
A married fucking man. Hey, that's just great.
Bill shared an anecdote about the late great Tobe Hooper that really made my day, because it offered a fascinating perspective. Way back when they were making the sequel, he said that Tobe expressed how he always felt the first film was a comedy.
Lock up and get the lights. Cost electricity is enough to drive a man out of business.
And he wanted to make a film that made the comedic elements more obvious. Now that tidbit is well known, but back then, Bill found it to be quite a surprise, because he said the Texas Chainsaw Massacre always scared the hell out of him, and he absolutely didn't recognize the comedic intent.
Look what your brother did to that star! There ain't got no pride in his home!
It's easy to take for granted that a guy who made his stock in trade being horror film villains, heavies, even monsters, whatever the roles entailed,
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
is also a fan who can be resoundingly freaked out and terrified.
Make so much as a fucking peep. I'm gonna cut you like a pig and make you eat your own fucking intestines. You got me?
At this point, the day was wrapping up. All the leftover 8x10s and keepsakes packed up. Oh, one more insight into Bill Moseley's character. My friend, actually the artist responsible for these terrific Leatherface paintings to either side of me, also wanted a CD. I had gotten the last one on the table, but credit to Bill, he went through all his stuff and checked to make sure he absolutely didn't have another one. Even though he was sold out, that he double-checked so thoroughly says a lot about his willingness to make a fan happy. It was awesome to see.
Gotta go fast to catch it, you dumb baboons are too dumb.
Meeting him was a truly fantastic experience I will always cherish. It's amazing that a man so good at bringing monstrous characters to sinister life, in real life, could be such a chill, unassuming, and kind soul.
This fucking guy really loves himself. Except he's got a face you just want to punch.
Stay tuned for the next episode, when I talk about my second meeting with the great Ken Foree.
I don't know, you start messing with that spacey shit and you really bring out some sick bitches.
Thanks for watching.
Good night.
Bye now.
Bye, creepy man. Keep it creepy.
He's a weird guy. Goodbye.
That's the juiciest slice. Yeah, not.